colicky baby, and in grade school, no one wanted to play with me because I cried too much. Through high school, I worried that no boy would ever love me, and then in college, one did. Charles and I married, and now we have a child, Sarah, who wasn't a colicky baby and doesn't cry more than the average girl. For a long time, these small facts elated me. My problem started harmlessly enough. Winter had arrived, and our bed was warm. I couldn't think of a good reason to leave it. I'd return as soon as I'd poured Sarah's orange juice and fixed her cornflakes, and had no trouble falling back to sleep. For a while after school, she'd knock on my door, then stand at the edge of my bedroom as though the carpet were on fire. I'd pat the side of my bed, tell her to come in, sit down, just like I used to sit in evenings at the side of her bed when we'd take turns reading to each other. But she'd shake her head and recite her answers to my questions about her day as though for a grade. Then she stopped visiting, which I must admit was a relief to us both. Charles dragged me to the doctor, who discovered an underactive thyroid and gave me a prescription for Synthroid. The doctor also gave me a prescription for Zoloft, which I hid from Charles and never filled. In a few weeks, I felt better, and that was that. About a month after my recovery, Sarah arrived home from school, the door opening slowly. Slowly, she emerged, ignoring my greeting. I knelt and raised her head by the chin. Her immense gray eyes, her father's eyes, were larger than usual, and the bottom half of her face receded, as if she were trying to swallow herself. "Sweetie," I said, "what is it?" Her lips trembled. "Teresa Potts is having a slumber party," she choked out, "and I'm not invited." She began to cry. Loud, coughing sobs cut with bewildered silence. "Oh, Sarah." I held her. Teresa Potts had a strange authority over the fourth grade girls. Taller than the boys, big-boned, athletic, she was nothing like the popular type of my day. Yet, Sarah had reported, all the boys wanted to go out with her, and the girls, based on the emphatic way my daughter pronounced her name, beheld her with awe. Though I'd always expected some sort of trouble from Teresa Potts, this blatant exclusion made no sense. Sarah was so cheerful, attractive, and social. Everything I hadn't been. Sarah wiped her eyes and squirmed from my arms. "She invited everyone except me," she said, "and Vanessa Bunch, but she doesn't take baths." But you invited her to your party," she glared at me. "I know." I squeezed her shoulder. "I bet you think this says something terrible about you. Don't believe it. This says something terrible about Teresa Potts.